Roger Federer to serve. Ready. Block.
First point goes to the Swiss. We talked about their hard court success this year. Federer's 41-2. Andy Roddick had the fourth best record, 32-7, despite not having his best year overall on tour. And Federer quickly to 30 love.
That's where Andy's going to be struggling today. If he can't find Federer's backhand early in a rally, he's going to keep backing up and giving more and more ground to that Federer forehand. Eventually, Federer's going to find his way to the net with an easy volley.
And an ace rolls out to a 40-love lead here in the opening game. Before the match today, Roger had a visit from another famous #1 in his sport, and he looked like he thought that was an ace. Tiger Woods came to watch the championship match. Spent more than a half an hour. They've never met before. Backhand into the net. They both talk about what big fans they are of each other. Federer says that of Woods and Woods of Federer, and today they had a chance to meet for the first time. Backhand there from Federer.
It's a really tough matchup for Andy from the baseline. He's going to have to rely on Federer missing and creating a lot of unforced errors. And as soon as they are both back, Federer just has so many weapons that he can hurt Andy with. Andy doesn't really have the pace to worry Federer too much.
Long from Roddick, and the hold for Federer. The 1-love here in the first set. Best of 3, championship final. Play continuous after the first game, and just change ends. Electronic line calling in effect again here in the championship, as it has been throughout the US Open on the Arthur Ashe and Louis Armstrong courts, two largest arenas here at the National Tennis Center. Each player can challenge twice in a set. If they're correct, they can continue to challenge. If they're wrong, they lose one of those 2 that they are allowed to be wrong in. Andy Roddick's first service game.
When you're a heavy underdog in a match, like Andy would be in this match because of their head-to-head record, it's huge to get on the board early in a match and to play a good, solid first 2 or 3 games on your serve. It just does so much for your confidence. If he comes out and gives up an early break, he could be thinking about that for
several more games.
Yeah, for several more games. Yeah.
Roger Federer was probably the first player to solve the big first serve of Roddick on the grass at Wimbledon. And other players now are able to return against Roddick more effectively than in past years. Net cord, no problem for Roddick. He wanted to slice and come in there. A long rally, and you said Taylor Dent, that doesn't favor Andy.
I don't think what we're seeing right now is a winning game plan for Roddick. He's going to have to either step up and hit the ball bigger, take some chances and come to the net. or change it up in some other way. For him just to rally with Federer is going to give Federer too much of a groove from the baseline.
You sense a little bit of nerves here in Roddick at the outset, which is certainly to be expected, even among the great players. It's not that kind of cocky confidence that we're used to seeing from him, and not to say we won't see that before the match is too long. Loose forehand long, and 3 break points for Federer in game 2.
Thank you.
Big service there. One break point save with a big serve. See if that loosens him up a little. Break for Federer, the patented forehand down the line. A 2-love lead in the opening set.
And here we see Andy just rolling this ball across court, and Federer's got way too good of a forehand to let Roddick get away with that.
So now the fans here in New York in support of Roddick perhaps concerned that the tone has been set. He's got to turn that around. They will quickly be behind him if he can. Long from Federer at 15. All. What we've seen in Roddick's matches during the tournament, depending on who's serving to him, he's been camped a couple of feet behind the baseline, sometimes a little closer than where he is here for Federer. But then as soon as he can, he's been getting up to the baseline and trying to give himself opportunities to move in. And that, as Taylor Dent indicated, is what he's going to have to do to see how well he can accomplish it against Federer. That's another matter.
It's like we saw these couple points that Roddick's won. He's really relying on the Federer unforced error. And against a lot of players, that's fine. You can rely on them missing because they're going to go through a bad game every so often. But it's really tough to do against Federer to get away with that.
30 all. Two aces from Federer. Roddick still looking for his first, but he did have a big service winner. Federer just got the frame of his racket on last game. And one slice drawing the slice back into the net.
This is what we've been talking about throughout the week. Just a few more errors from Federer than we're used to seeing. Maybe that's Andy's strategy, just to see if Federer's going to give him some games out there.
Wiped out pretty quickly. Forehand Caught Roddick flat-footed, leaning back to the center. Tiger Woods is ensconced in the box with Mirka Vavrinic, who is a longtime girlfriend of Roger. I'm sure he thinks that's quite a tribute. Tiger Woods wanting to come to watch the US Open final and watch him play. They both talked about each other in the media and how much respect they have for each other. Another big forehand from Roger, so he wipes off one break point and goes up 3-love here in the opening set.
I don't know about you, Tim, but if I had Tiger Woods sitting in my box, I wouldn't come out that strong, that confident. I'd be scared out there.
Like you have to impress the other greatest player in his sport.
Exactly.
Well, it didn't seem to bother Federer too much. He's in his relaxed demeanor. He's rolled up to a 3-love lead.
Already got 8 winners in 3 games. It's just amazing how he can just come up with this magic off his racket.
Well, I think, you raised the point about unforced errors, and sure, I mean, if you have enough of them, you can help the other guy to victory in theory. But it does seem that he has so much confidence that he just kind of erases the errors from his mind. Like nobody's keeping score on unforced errors. It's kind of his attitude. What does it matter? So long as I wind up with a winning game point. And it's that kind of a confidence that he exudes, and he knows his game so well, and that of his opponent. People think he just shows up and plays them. He studies them. Andy Roddick down love 3 in the opening set. First up out of the chair as usual, and he can maybe walk off a few nerves. Time has not been called yet, so Federer is using the full amount of time. And he wanders over towards the box where Jimmy Connors and John Roddick, his coaching staff, is seated with other family and friends.
Thank you.
Another beautiful shot from way above Arthur Ashe Stadium, a sellout crowd to watch this men's championship final at the US Open 2006.
And he's really going to need some first serves this game. Otherwise he's going to find himself in trouble, like the first game he served.
Federer missing down the line, got around on that forehand.
I don't know if Andy wants to keep giving Federer these opportunities to end the points like that.
No, because really, I mean, 2 inches, he had it. Roddick was nowhere near it. That's a good serve from Roddick. Pretty love. Started to come forward. He was a little late starting, but I think that had him beat anyway, didn't you?
That had him beat. With the pace he hit that approach shot with, it wasn't very confident. He was just kind of hoping for, again, another Federer miss. You see Federer just gets over there in plenty of time and really could have done anything with that passing shot.
And Roddick forced into the short shot. Makes his error. 30 all. Crowd wanting something positive from Roddick, who still looks to me nervous and tight. Routine.
Just making it look easy out there. Roddick trying to mix it up. It's the first time we've actually seen him try and force his shot and come in. But, not really looking like he's playing, like you said, with much confidence. He's not really hitting through the ball and getting the ball through the court that well.
when that big first serve isn't happening in addition to his other troubles and the fact he's facing Federer, that's tough duty for Andy Roddick. It's wide. Just crushed that volley back. Just too much pace for Roddick. 4-love. Federer. 2 breaks.
Federer's speed is amazing. Kept him alive in that point and ended up getting the freebie from Andy there. And again, I think that's just nerves. He doesn't miss that on a normal in a normal situation, normal day.
Wide serve from Federer. Already in 4 games on offense and defense, meaning when he serves and when he's returning, he's already exhibited about 12 different shots to us from his repertoire. Roddick looked up to see whether he should challenge that. Asking his box. And a little human error there by Federer on the backhand. 15-all.
Wish we could put a little microphone down in Jimmy Connor's box and hear what he's saying, because you can bet he's yelling something out at Roddick down there.
I think it might be, might have to be censored. (30-15). Game point for 5-love. This is Federer's 6th successive Grand Slam tournament final here at the US Open. The last time he didn't make the final was in the 2005 French Open at Roland Garros, going out to Nadal in the semifinals. His ace, just to add measure to it, a punctuation point, 5-love in the first.
Wow. This is not exactly what I expected coming out here. And there's still a long way to go. Got to play 3 out of 5, so hopefully Andy can erase the memory of this set and start fresh once this set's over, because I think trying to salvage and get back in this set's pretty much a done deal. Not going to happen.
What do you think in terms of, you know, the psychological profile of Roddick, who's looking up with some intensity at the screen here, looking at himself, the big screen, that's the way he's facing there. What do you think in terms of his psychological profile? You know him well, you're friends, you played Davis Cup with him and practiced with him and so on. Is he going to be able to wipe out the first set in his mind and start fresh?
It's going to be a tough thing for Roddick to wipe that out. Wipe out the result of that first set. He's really getting a pummeling here, and I know if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, wow, this is embarrassing. But he's a competitor. He's going to try and figure out a way to win, and it's going to be a fun little side game to see if we can recognize what he's going to do, what he's going to try and change this rhythm that Federer's in.
Well, throughout this tournament, he's shown kind of the old, almost arrogance out there on the court, and certainly a cocky self-confidence, let's put it that way. But that's been missing here. It was missing right from the get-go, and as the set has progressed, where he hasn't won a game, you know, there's none of that that sense of, you know, hey, I'm the man, and I'm in my house here at the US Open. So we'll see if he can turn it around. That service winner will help. Should help. Huge right at the body. 2 good ones in a row for Roddick. Now see, that gets a crowd into it. That gives him a lift. The set may be gone, but it may help him in the remainder of the match.
I think that was a frustration shot right there from Roddick. He just wants to let Roger know that he's not going away.
So 3 big serves in a row. It's almost, I'm just going to let these fly, hope they land in, just make sure they look like big Roddick serves. That one comes back. And Federer content to just take a swing at that. So he gets on the board, no bagels in set one. First service hold, and Roger Federer will serve for the first set. Backhand volley long. Love 15.
Thank you. Please.
Not making any mistake on that one. Just a little bit easier situation on that forehand volley. Yeah, those high backhand volleys are tough. Roddick had the court pretty much covered, and it's a little awkward for Federer, but making no mistake on that one.
None at all. You can see how quickly he gets into a short ball. Just kind of drifts in and shows up there. Terrific footwork. 15 all. Federer has Roddick forced back behind the baseline. And knocks that one long. Got a look here for Roddick, his first of the match. Had one break point.
Please.
Third game of the set. Half volley long, and that's the first words out of the mouth of Roddick. Leighton Hewitt, come on. 2 break points.
Even if Andy loses this game, it was huge for him for the next set that he showed that he can actually get into the Federer serve, and maybe he might break it still. But this is going to set him up well for the next set.
Now he's got a little life in his legs. His whole demeanor has changed with this opportunity. And this hit from Federer on the backhand, and the break for Roddick gets him to 5-2 in the first. So the US Open crowd comes alive for their American favorite. They're still down 5-2.
We saw it against James Blake. Federer having a tough time closing out the set when he's serving for it. So he's displaying some more nerves that we've seen over the past couple of months.
A little ray of hope for Roddick, and certainly a lift to him, because he had not shown any sense of confidence. Very tight through the first 2 or 3 games. This is important for his confidence level here in this championship match. Federer has prepared a new racket to bring out. He played 7 games with that one. Tim Ryan, Taylor Dent, the Arthur Ashe Stadium court. Celebrity-filled audience today. Everybody wants to be at the big events in New York, and the US Open Championship is a big event every single year. And when you have Roger Federer, the best player in the world, in it again, trying to win his 3rd US Open in a row against the American favorite, Andy Roddick, well, that's a big deal. So he'll be behind Roddick here as he tries to climb back from 2-5. Serve and volley. Big return from Federer.
Always amazing. We haven't seen these two play in a while now, but it always amazes me how easy Federer can return the Roddick serve.
Yes, and he's been doing it for several years. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you get the placement and the speed right, you're going to get it past anybody. But if he can get his racket on it, he has shown a lot of lack of respect for the power of Andy Roddick. 15-all.
Roddick's going to get his aces. He's going to get his unreturnables, but he gets far less against Federer than any other player on tour.
Well placed by Roddick. Backhand miss.
Much more aggressive play these last few games we've seen from Roddick. In those first 4 or 5 games, we saw he was really just patty caking the ball and let Federer have his way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just a fairly typical routine Federer shot.
Yep. The return set everything up. There's amazing return. And Andy has no play once Federer has a short ball on the forehand side.
30-all. Ball is out, just missing on the lob. 40-30 Roddick, game point for 5-3. I wonder how Andy Roddick feels about Tiger Woods, his fellow American, being in the Federer box. It's long. The deuce. Should be duly noted that they share the same agents. Both represented by IMG, Tiger Woods and Roger Federer.
Both Nike players.
Both Nikes, yeah. So they have lots of business connections, but Tiger would probably take a little bit of heat for this.
Thank you.
Roddick's got some great momentum going into this at the end of this set here. The last thing he wants to do is drop serve, and it'll just crush all the momentum that he's gained. Even if he can hold here and Federer holds, he still played a great end of the first set.
It's just too good. Dipping shot, making the difficult volley up. Break point Federer. This is the kind of a point in this situation that Federer likes to make a bit of a statement. Let's see if Andy can prevent him from doing so. And we have a second serve to do it with. Does, but it's an error by Roddick that really creates it. Federer has a set in hand at 6-2 with a break.
Well, it's not too often you see Andy Roddick get broken 3 times in a set. There's not many guys out there that could do it. Nice little clip of Rod Laver. A lot of comparisons between these two players.
Yes, yeah, and I think it's interesting, but it doesn't tell us a whole lot. because you know, different time, different equipment, different surfaces. You know, Roger's playing on the grass at Wimbledon's the last grass court Grand Slam. Australia used to be grass, US used to be grass, so you know, everything is different. But to be mentioned in the same breath means a lot to Roger Federer as a tennis historian. And when you say is he the greatest of all time, it may be too soon to make that decision, historically speaking. But all of the top greats of the past put him right there.
Well, Federer truly deserves to be amidst those great names. He's earned the privilege, earned the right. He's won all these Grand Slams at such a young age. Who knows what we can expect in the future? And
I think, you know, that the fact is he hears this from those greats. Rod Laver himself, you know, is just thinks Federer is, you know, top of the line, fabulous. The John Newcombs, the Jimmy Connors, the John McEnroes. I mean, they all feel that already he deserves to be in that company of the all-time greats. Again, Roddick up quickly. This is an interesting little contrast here. Andy does get up early much of the time, but Federer is not going to leave that chair until he hears time call.
Second set.
The players are actually not asked. They're specifically asked to stay in their seats until the umpire calls time, just for television purposes.
Thank you.
And the fact that Roddick's getting back there is upsetting the umpire, to say the least.
Carlos Bernardes from Brazil is the umpire. It's going to go over. No. Bounce back on the Federer side. Love 15. Opening game, second set. Good play by Roddick, forced the issue. Was able to come up with the volley. And then the forcing shot.
Roddick's able to expose that Federer backhand a little bit more lately in this match.
Little opportunity here for Roddick, love 30. Roddick wants to challenge that. It's definitely close. First challenge. And he was right on top of it. One would think that he's called this correctly, and he has.
A backhand error from Federer is bringing up 3 break points.
Pass from Roddick, and that gets him pumped, along with 23,000 here at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Breaking to open the second set.
We've seen a lot of breaks already in this match from 2 of the best servers in the business.
3 by Federer in the first, 1 by Roddick in that set. And then this one here, key to his chances in the match.
A little bit discouraging for Roddick there. He served 65%, which is a high percentage of first serves, and got broken 3 times. So he's going to have to win some other way.
Well done, coming in aggressively again. It took him a while to to get back to this the way he's been playing in the tournament. Now he's got some confidence with that break in hand in this set.
It was a great play by Roddick. Just Federer is so fast that if you don't hit that backhand volley with a lot of stick on it, he's going to get over there. And especially on that forehand side, he's going to make you pay.
15 all. Got it.
Almost the exact same thing that happened last point. Just didn't get enough on that forehand volley to really worry Federer. He set up the point great here, had a volley right to him.
And see that again, Taylor? That's not a Taylor Dent volley or a Stefan Edberg volley. I mean,
I wouldn't have been happy with the result on that forehand volley.
But it's not his strength to do that. It's great to come in and make some forcing plays, but anybody thinks he can suddenly become a serve and volley player, that's not possible. He's just still not good enough with the volley. It's improved, but it's not good enough. Error from Federer. 30 all.
It's a very rare return miss on the second serve.
Yeah. Big serve, Roddick. Wide.
And again, there you see Roddick not quite getting enough on the volley, but because it was to Federer's weaker side, Federer tries to do a little bit too much with it. If he hits that exact same volley to Federer's forehand side, it's a done deal.
Game point for 2-love for Andy Roddick. In many ways, a big point of the match. Tried the tee, missed the center line. He had to run a long way to track the next shot, and that's part of the reason there. He nearly fell, so it could only be a defensive lob. Deuce.
Got caught there, just a total slap shot.
He's just so much more relaxed now. I think this is really important for his chances. That's a good serve. Draws the return long. Game point again. A little show of his personality will just keep the crowd with him too, and I think that's so important. And he's acknowledged he needs to feed off this US Open crowd. Just enough with that to get the hold and a 2-love lead. Roddick in the second set.
Got away with a sneaky little neck cord there on the backhand volley. Federer couldn't get up to it quite in time. It's a pretty interesting match the way it's turned out. I definitely didn't expect that first set, and Roddick has just totally turned the tables here.
Well, now he's playing the way he played in the matches earlier in the tournament. I mean, it's the strategic way of just being much more aggressive, trying to come in when he can. Sometimes he's come in a couple of times when maybe he shouldn't have, but that thinking has got Connors written all over it. Roger comes in, no problem there.
15 long.
Fifth ace for Federer. Roddick hasn't had one. Yes, he's had one, just one, back in the first set. Piece of cake there. Another good serve. Somewhat weak reply. Lots of court to hit to. I think you could hear Federer go as he hit that half volley. He knew that he was dead meat there.
Even Federer sometimes can't come up with the miraculous. And Andy electing to go straight down the center of the court, and it's all fair game. I don't think he meant to tag Federer, just doing the safe play.
Easy hold, as it turns out, for Roger Federer. 2-1. Andy Roddick on top in this second set, but down the set.
Roger got a few more first serves in that game. In the first game, he only got one first serve in. And he was able to start the point out to Federer's backhand and get ahead in the point. We saw that game when Federer hits an accurate first serve. He gets a easy forehand, and it's like taking candy from a baby. With the crowd whistling in the background, Donald Trump.
Why?
Yeah, I know we discussed this a few days ago. I don't know who he is.
The big screen in the ash court takes shots of folks in the crowd. There's a Swiss jersey, and the Swiss proudly pointing to it. He hasn't got a lot of company here today, but tons of respect his countryman gets from a US Open crowd. And naturally, they're backing their man. Handful of Swiss flags around here, but this is an Andy Roddick crowd for sure.
I think Tiger Woods is carrying a Swiss flag
No,
down there in the
he's
box.
not going to go that far.
Yeah,
No.
that's a little far.
After all, he's only the guest, you know, of Federer in that box. And the last-minute shoe tie. Serving at 2-1 here in the second. He dropped the first set 6-2, and he was down 5-love.
Ready? Thank you.
A little snappish on that backhand.
15 long.
We might get a challenge here from Roddick.
Roddick challenging that he missed his service. I always find that kind of amusing. The guy's hit, you know, it's a bomb. He'd love for it to be in. Yeah, see you're challenging a negative here. I mean,
But yeah, I've been in that situation before, serving and volleying coming in. You see the ball long, and you're just expecting it to be called out.
yeah, but he wasn't ready to play it. That was going to be a clean winner back on the return, and not only that, it was perfectly good. I mean, what can he do except smile and be a little embarrassed?
Call stands, one challenging.
And that's a sample of the Federer return on the Roddick first serve.
Both the points we've seen so far, Federer's hit the first serve back in safely and effective.
Got the net cord. Federer was there. And a break for Roddick.
He's got that net cord working for him early.
30-15. Connor's happy to take all the luck. Well, Roddick holds his ground. Well done there. Oh, Jimmy loves that. He's not going to win that battle off, and that's huge for Andy Roddick.
Jimmy's showing a ton of emotion over there, and so he should. Andy Roddick, unbelievable get on that shot, and then showing some great hands. It's good stuff.
It sure is. 40-15. Certainly got Federer's attention. He went right back at Roddick. Roddick came up with a good serve for the hole. Those kinds of plays, too, get the crowd really involved. I think he's still thinking about that serve challenge. Challenge that he had missed the serve. 1-3 Federer. That's a good drive. Deep to the corner. 15.
I don't think Federer was ready for Andy to hit such a good shot off that backhand. His backhand hit right on the baseline, and Andy was able to flick it.
Wrong-footed him. Brought that short high ball back. Federer just floats in there and puts it away.
Success not great at the net so far. And I mean that we have 17 points.
Perfect shot. And that leads to that.
Okay,
40-15 game point to get to 3-2. Roddick up a break in the set. Wide. Hold by Federer. 2-3 in the second set. Federer up a set.
I think the success we've seen Andy Roddick have so far has been just getting to that Federer backhand and not giving Federer an opportunity to dictate the point too much with his forehand. And Andy can't forget that. He can't let go of that. That's what's got him to this leading position in the second set.
Well, yeah, I certainly don't disagree with you, Taylor. You know both these guys you played against them. My sense, though, is that Federer, while the forehand is clearly his better shot, if you keep coming to the backhand, suddenly, you know, he hits a winner. I mean, and it gets your attention. Then you're a little bit more nervous. It's not like it's a bad one. We'll see what Roddick's game plan, whether he sticks with what's been working, and that is what he's done most of this tournament, is to take a few risks, come in, try to stay at the baseline, and get an opportunity to come in and force the play instead of letting Roger be the boss from the baseline.
Time.
And Roger's backhand is by no means a weak shot overall in the ATP Tour, but when it's compared to his forehand, his forehand is just absolutely amazing. So I would like my chances with that backhand more than the forehand.
And we'll see how Roddick continues to play, whether he works that backhand side more. He's up a break here, 3-2. He's at it now, and then suddenly a winner from it.
And like you said, Tim, he's still so gifted over there. He's going to come up with winners. But the percentages of him coming up with those shots time and time again on the backhand side are a little bit less than the forehand.
And miss. 15 all. Roddick's in the old protect your serve business right now with that break in the opening game of the set. Really good point from Roddick.
It's a great play from Roddick. Like we mentioned, he doesn't get quite as much pace off his forehand side like Federer does, so he's got to follow it in and just make it easy on himself and finish the point off with the volley.
.15 at 3-2 in the second. Big serve. Starting to find his first serve. Percentage creeping up here in the second set, 64%, close to 50% overall for the match. Game point for 4-2.
Roddick.
140 miles per hour, that serve, and even though Federer was able to get the racket on, that was just too much pace to keep it in. So Roddick, 4-2 in the second set, down a set. Federer coming in.
And he had that backhand lined up. That's his favorite pass. The backhand up the line. Down that time.
Perfectly placed, 116 in the MPHs. We've said so much as we've been covering Roger Federer in the tournament that, you know, the power doesn't really matter to him because his placement is so precise.
And it's not just his placement on a couple of serves, it's his placement on every serve. That's what makes it so tough to return, because you can't lean one way or another, otherwise he's going to get an ace.
Misses his bread and butter forehand. Andy Roddick chasing down the volleys. It's one that doesn't come back.
He's won a couple of those exchanges at net
Yes,
now.
he has. Anything will boost his confidence as that. All on the second serve. long break point.
Please.
Roddick, so much momentum, he had to leap over a small barrier down there, disappear into that court entrance. He really had no chance to get that ball at all, but you got to like him going for it.
Maybe get a look at the Roddick speed.
Thank you.
That could have been dangerous.
Could have put a hole in the stadium there.
That's just too good. Backhand down the line. Game point, Federer. You know, the key point before all of the excitement there at the end of that point was that little extra that Federer put on that forehand that suddenly turned it around. Federer having to, or Roddick having to try and make a circus shot back. Angle. That's a Federer point. 4-3. Roddick still up a break. Federer with the opening set. Those cheers are for the model Christy Brinkley. I'd rather be seeing her than the Donald myself. No offense to Donald. It's
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey was hitting tennis balls out here yesterday before the beginning of the women's final. Fans loved that.
Was he hitting in the stadium?
Into the crowd.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you to critique his game out there.
No, he showed enough power to get them up a couple of levels, but that's the best I can say. He didn't look like a threat to you. Tim Ryan and Taylor Dent. We are at the Ashe Court here at the National Tennis Center. Arthur Ashe Stadium Court for the men's US Open Championship match. Roger Federer winning the first set 6-2. Andy Roddick is up a break at 4-3 here in the second. And folks looking in around the world, the last of the Grand Slams for 2006. Maria Sharapova winning the women's title last night. Impressive victory over Justine Henin-Ardenne. Roddick definitely raising the level of his serve and finding more first serves in.
The last couple of service games Roddick had, he's definitely held with a lot more ease than he did, well, definitely in the first set.
Ooh. Close, but no challenge from Federer. Pretty love Roddick. An entertaining point. How about Roger spinning his racket while the ball was in the air on that lob from Roddick?
He's got to calm himself down.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
He's getting a little worked up out there.
Yeah, he's just too nervous. 30-15. corner shot from Roddick. Federer misses the forehand. 40-15. Game points for Roddick to get to 5-3 here in the second. And he does.
Roddick's been serving exceptionally well this set. He's getting 79% of his first serves in, having only lost 4 of those points. So a huge difference from the first set. And he wasn't winning many points anywhere in the first set.
He's won 10 of 12 points at the net in this set. 12 of 21 overall. He tried it in the first set, but he just seemed so tight. They weren't going for him. Ace number 8 for Federer. Loves that one out wide there. Loose court. Quickly to 40 love. Roddick will be content now to try and serve it out on his next service because he's got it going. So hold at love, and Andy Roddick will serve for the second set. Try to even the match. USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, and a sellout crowd to watch these two outstanding players. Both have won here before. Andy Roddick in 2003. Roger Federer the last 2 years, trying to make it 3. He would become the first man since Yvonne Lendl in 1987 to collect a 3rd successive US Open title, but he's getting strong resistance now from the American Andy Roddick. Serving for the second set. Throws in his second ace.
Federer's really got to be kicking himself for that first service game in this set. He didn't get any first serves, and I think he got 1 first serve in. And Roddick was able to easily break. Federer hasn't really had a sniff since.
Missing the backhand, which definitely has been his problem shot. Only had 4 winners on the backhand side, a total of 14 unforced errors in the match. There's not a breakdown between backhand and forehand, but certainly I'd say probably those 14, probably 10 anyway, 9 or 10.
He's missed a few forehands, but I think mostly on the backhand for sure.
Net board, Roddick jumps all over that. Well played. Little help from the net cord, but no mistake.
Ball too long.
3 set points for Andy Roddick. Federer's been able to get most of the first serves back when Andy's gotten them in, apart from the 2 aces. The difference is the aggressive new tactics of Andy Roddick, because he's getting himself in a position to hit winners after the return of serve. And that's what's got him back in the match. Forehand misses, and Roddick
Second set.
with a fist pump has himself all even. It's now 2 out of 3 for the US Open title. Only the second set lost by Federer in the tournament, the other to Blake. It took Andy Roddick a little while to get back to the kind of demeanor that he usually shows on the court. He seemed to be tight and nervous at the outset of the match, but he's now back to being the old Andy Roddick.
Andy looks like he's getting that swagger back.
He does. He's got to have that. I mean, that's part of his persona. You know, he was the big man with the big serve. I mean, that's how he arrived in this sport as a youngster, and that's how he got to win the 2003 US Open Championship. And he realizes this guy's beaten him 10 out of 11, but that he's also human, and maybe he's beatable today. Roger Federer, I'm sure, has other thoughts. His confidence is always unwavering, but enough shaky moments in that second set to give a little life to Andy Roddick. They're a set apiece. It's now a best-of-3 match. And the backhand winner from Federer to open this third set.
By no means is Federer playing bad. He's playing unbelievable. He's got some great stats. But we're just seeing a few of those errors that we've noticed over the past couple of months creep into his game. Just a couple uncharacteristic misses.
A very assertive start here. A backhand winner, a forehand winner. Wow, pretty easy so far.
This is machine-like.
And again, he seems to find these times in a match to assert himself, the best way I can put it. Don't let Andy get too excited about having won a set from him. I'll just go out and win 4 points in a row to remind him that I'm number one.
Here we look at the second set stats, and I think the biggest thing we see there is the 72% first serve percentage from Roddick. It's similar to what he did in the first set, not too dissimilar, but 2 unforced errors and 11 of 13 net points won.
Well, that's remarkable, I think, for Andy Roddick, and can he keep that up would be a question. The service certainly is still humming along.
15 long.
Again, that's his third ace.
Third love. 13-15.
Doubles.
Andy still doesn't have that many aces, but in that second set, I feel like he had so many unreturnable serves.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, he's raised that part of his game, no question. And that's his first double fault. See, the ball comes back when it's hittable from Federer on the first serve.
And Andy did nothing wrong there. There's nothing he could do about it. That's just too good from Federer.
So 30 all. This is one of those big early points. Early in a set. And that's a good win for Andy. Another good serve. And a game point. Huge ace, his fourth.
Incredible time to get an ace. Struggling a little bit in this service game.
133 miles per hour. Beautiful pass, sharply angled forehand. Federer in position at the net. That's just too good. 1-all in the third. Oh, yes.
So discouraging when you think you're picking on the weaker side of Federer and he's able just to move the point around and come up with the winner like that, so effortless.
And an ace down the tee. Number 9. Well, there was not much pace on that because he had to half volley it.
It's
This
just
time by Roddick.
It's just what Federer forces you into.
Yeah.
Roddick's trying to put that on the line, and that's what happens when you're playing somebody as good as Federer.
Second serve at 40 love. First serve, pardon me, it was a let service. Roddick long. Love game for Federer. 2-1 on serve. Roger Federer in the third set. Set apiece. I'm Ryan with Taylor Dent. Here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium Court, US Open Men's Championship, third set. Federer winning the first 6-2. Roddick the second set 6-4. On serve here in the third set. Roddick up early as usual, and 2 games to 1 Federer. Roddick serving at 1-2.
Federer made no mistake in those first 2 service games, not dropping a point. Sending a message to Roddick early, maybe.
I think so. Of course, worst case scenario for either is that that they don't get a break. They've got to play it out in the tie break. But Federer probably hoping that this hot streak of Roddick serving goes away. And there's a good stab volley by Roddick. Coming in behind his first serve.
That was an incredible get by Roddick. Federer ripped that backhand pass just off the top of the racket. And Roddick acting like nothing happened.
Routine. Dirty love to Roddick. No sign of his serve going off the boil. Federer won't count on that. Stuff of greatness there.
And we see how important it is for Roddick to get that first serve in. When he doesn't, he's only won 35% of the points, 7 out of 20. So first serve in this match, like we said earlier, is going to be a big key.
There's the kicker in the first serve. And the pass from Federer. That was an unusual kind of a play. I can see him throwing that serve in to mix it up, but no surprise he went in.
He made Federer come up with a great pass, but Federer, that's what he can do. I tend to agree with you. That's a little overzealous from Roddick.
Pass.
And same thing, I thought that Roddick was lucky to get away with that one. Federer had that measured and lined up.
Yeah, that was just a miss on Roger's part. But, he got the point turned around in his favor right with his service return off the first serve. I mean, there aren't too many people who can do that against Andy Roddick. Federer seems to do it with ease. Except for one like that. 5 aces now for Roddick. 2-all on serve in the third. Powerful on the groundy there. That's happened a couple of times where he's been able to get such pace on it that even the good volleyer Federer can't handle. Right here, watch.
It was a great 1-2 punch. He hit that first ball at Federer's feet, gave Federer no pace, no angle to work with, and then ripped the second one right by him.
Second serve at love 15. chance here for Roddick, love 30.
Love 30.
Roddick broke Federer once in the first set, but he was broken 3 times. Broke him in the opening game of the second set and made that stand up for his 6-4 win in the second set.
Please.
3 break points for Andy Roddick.
That's what we're used to seeing Federer do, just turn it up a notch and get these break points, but Roddick's showing he can do it too.
15-4.
One wiped out with a perfect serve. Ace number 10. Long. Still one more break point. And Federer, the magician, pulls himself back to deuce. Threatened by Roddick at 40 love 40.
Wow, what a return.
Superbly timed. He had everything guessed right on that one. Fourth break point.
Connors can't even believe it. Andy finally getting a chance to get back in that point. He was getting run around and just saw the opening and went for it.
Second deuce. Chance there, pop-up return. Game point Federer for 3-2 in the third set. Ace from triple breaker. Federer pulls it out. We're still on serve. No breaks here in the third. 3-2 Federer. Federer had some question for the chair umpire, Carlos Bernados.
what I've been noticing is there's a lot of people talking and yelling out on Federer's serve. Even people cheering for Federer. So maybe he's asking them if, or asking Carlos if he can quiet the crowd down a little bit.
Time.
Roddick's been holding more comfortably so far. Still a huge percentage of those first serves in. 71% he's at for this set. Winning 8 out of 10 of those points. So hopefully for all the American Andy Roddick fans in the stands, he can keep that up.
Well, he certainly has just turned the match around. Things went for him in the first set. It looked like it might be a 3-set blowout. He was so tight, so nervous, and Federer was all over him. 3 breaks to serve. No breaks here in the third. 15-second serve. Now these little situations become all the more critical. Stuck with that backhand slice. Came in through the air.
That was great control by Federer. He really put this backhand slice on a dime. So he took a little bit of pace off, a little more angle, and Andy couldn't come up with the angle back cross court.
Little opportunity here, love 30 for Federer. And no breaks of serve in this third set. Roddick had 4 break points in the last service of Federer. He's not happy with that miss. 15-30.
America looking on. Tiger Woods having a conversation.
Big serve from Roddick. That's the 30 all.
Tiger Woods looked pretty relaxed there, like he had things under control.
Well, he didn't have to hold anybody off with a birdie at 18. A little help from the net cord. I think that one was owed back.
Andy's had a couple of net cords that's helped him out.
Great point, Federer. Big serve. 131 deep to the corner. Oh, wow. Nothing wrong with Roddick's shot. It was tough. It was a low ball. Andy got on top of it. Hit a really good top spin. Look at this. But just too good back.
Just great feet from Roger to get over there fast. Great hands to flick that cross court.
Second break point. Nicely disguised down the tee. Big serve, Roddick. 134 miles per hour. angle from Federer. Third break point.
Federer.
Hard work for Roddick on this service game.
Roddick's hit all first serves in down these break points. It's going to be huge to get another one in.
Forced the lob, and Federer couldn't get it deep enough. Another break point wiped out.
Roger was so far out of the court by the time he had to hit that shot. What really set that point up was Roddick's first forehand. Really got it close to the line, able to get up there and put that one away.
Aggressive play again by Roddick.
Federer just kind of floated that chip back. Normally we're used to seeing him get a little bit more on it, or at least putting it deeper, but that had nothing on it at the service line. Puts Andy way ahead in the point.
Game point, Roddick.
Unbelievable exchange between these two.
Now that speaks for itself. It's too good. The quickness of Federer here, paying off with the final shot to deuce. Oh, wow, beautiful backhand. Fourth break point.
How many bullets can Andy Roddick dodge this game?
Wow, man. He had Federer in the same situation in his last service game. Held off 4 break points. Can Roddick do it here? Second serve to look at for Federer. Comes right over to the doubles alley line. And that's the backhand long. Deuce again. Like he wanted to be around on his forehand. He couldn't get there. Good serve, Roddick.
Thank you.
Another big serve. Well, it's a US Open crowd. They're engaged. Call at this
there
end.
was an out call. The crowd is wishing there wasn't, but Andy just missed his backhand crosscourt wide.
We can't see that base linesman from our the side linesman from our view here, but There's the shot tracker, and it was wide. I'm just unable to see those signals. I see the base linesman. We don't see the near side linesman. So it's number 6 in this game. It's a lot of work for Roddick. Another break point. 5 in the game.
It's amazing how these games very, very often in a match determine the outcome. It's such a momentum builder to win a long, hard-fought game like this. It's devastating to the guy who loses it.
That was 131, but he was trying to hit at about 191. Well, he made the good charge. Saves another one.
And he's really being sure on the big points to make Federer beat him with that backhand side. And luckily for Andy, on the big points, Roger hasn't been able to do it.
Thank you.
Out. Game point again, Roddick.
You saw the expression on Andy's face. That barely missed.
Jimmy Connors might be regretting that he's come back to get this involved, because he's getting himself all worked up again. He's had a peaceful life for the last number of years. And Roddick holds. 5 break points staved off. We're still on serve at 3-all here in the 3rd set. Federer held off 4 break points in his previous service game. All kinds of movement here. That was a long game, but people moving around. Not a changeover, of course. Game love. Roger eager to avoid that kind of a service game. Roddick hits the line. 15-all.
What a different match we're seeing now, just from a pure body language perspective, between now and the first set. And he was very meek and quiet in the first set. Now he's supporting the fist pumps, being vocal.
Yeah, he's got the old Roddick look. In fact, even the new Roddick look, because there's a little more Connors in him. Roddick seemed to think it was wide. He doesn't challenge. He just go over and talk it over with his coaching box. Which ball is good. He does ask for the official review, and we see it twice. He did challenge. He's got 1 left in this set. All. serve from Federer, setting that up. Game point for 4-3.
They don't come much cooler than Federer. That's a huge point right there. 3-all, 30-all. Nice first serve and easy forehand.
I like an easy game. They both struggled through their last serves. That's out.
New balls.
And Federer does get what he wants. No deuces, no break points to deal with. 4-3, Federer. Finals that many times, you know, that would be a discouraging thing for most people, but I think we can officially say this is a new Andy Roddick in so many ways, not in shot-making techniques or anything like that, but certainly strategically and with the confidence back that he had lost early in the season, certainly all the way through Wimbledon, having had not much success in the important matches. Federer won't have been surprised by this quote-unquote new Roddick because he's watched it come through the tournament. So this match could turn out to be titanic. First time tonight we've seen that. 15-all was the perfect place for it. He recognized it.
That's what Roddick's saying. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that. Had trouble pulling my feet out of the cement back here. Roddick being relentless in attacking that backhand whenever possible. It's really paid off for him in these last couple of sets. Even in the end of that first set, started to work for him.
30-15 at 3-4 in the third. Set apiece. And that was the serve, set that up, giving Andy a lot of choices, waiting for the ball at the service line. So Federer had an easy service game. Roddick trying to duplicate that. Easy hold for Roddick before all.
How much more aggressive is Roddick playing now than when we first started the match?
It's just totally. He was just tight and nervous, and it's just he's grown in confidence, point by point. Sellout crowd at Arthur Ashe Stadium here at the National Tennis Center. Perfect to the corner forehand from Federer. 15-love. That's just too good from Federer, moving Roddick corner to quarter.
And you wouldn't think that somebody would be able to do that much damage half-volleying the ball. Both of those shots that Federer hit was a forehand half-volley and a backhand half-volley.
Oh, just another perfect shot to 40-love. Roddick hitting the pavement. He could have rolled his ankle there. He was very lucky. Backhand by Federer at 40-love.
This is the most amazing stat to me. In this set so far, Federer has 19 total winners and 2 unforced errors. If you see that stat normally 9 out of 10 times, that guy is going to be killing his opponent. You see Federer hit an ace there for 5-4. But Andy's been serving so well in this match so far that he's hanging in there tough.
That's right. 5-4. Tim Ryan and Taylor Dent here at the US Open Men's Singles Championship. We are in the midst of a very intriguing championship battle here between the top seed Roger Federer and the number 9 seed Andy Roddick of the United States. Federer winning the first set easily 6-2 against a tight and nervous Andy Roddick. Roddick turning it around in the second with the only break of serve in the opening game of the set. And a startling Federer in that game, and then holding on the rest of the way to win it 6-4. And we are on serve with no breaks. 2 great chances by each player. 4 break points held by Roddick that Federer dumped off, and 5 break points held by Federer against Roddick before Roddick held. So it's 5-4 on serve. Roddick serving here at 4-5. Just wide. We love Roddick.
Far sideline. Good.
We got a challenge from Federer.
Yeah.
Official review.
It was close for sure, and the linesman may have been unsighted, and it is good. What a Hawkeye we saw from Federer.
So Roddick wasn't happy with that.
Well, he was blocking the view of the side linesman, and I thought that might be a good ball. No mistake by Federer there. Taylor, I mean, you've hit a million of those in your life. Sometimes they look easier than they are to keep in, don't they, with that top spin, and then, you know, to be able to come up on this ball here, actually that's cut. But you can easily make a mistake there.
Absolutely, especially if Roddick is faking you out and moving around a little bit. He can force you into an error, but Federer's
too cool.
He's so solid over there that not much is going to bother him on that shot.
30-15. Roddick. Every point in this set now becoming crucial. 30-15. Forehand miss from Federer. Game point for 5-all. Scent of tiebreak is in the air for this third set.
Really great stuff from Roddick. He's playing the points perfect against Federer. When he goes to the forehand, he's hitting the ball big enough so Federer doesn't have time to get hold of the point again, and then taking the first volley to the backhand. It's much better tactical tennis we're seeing from Roddick than we did in the beginning of the match.
No question, and he is at 5-all. Third set, match dead even. Somebody yelling out, and Federer waits. Net forward. Try to go back behind him. Roddick was there. It's long from Roddick.
15 long.
Federer pinning him in the backhand corner. 15 love. Wanted to go wide. Oh, just that extra crank. Another 5 to 10 miles an hour faster.
It makes such a big difference because he pinned Roddick over in the backhand corner, and he hits that one a little bit bigger up the line, and Roddick has no play. Can't even move to the ball.
Dirty love. Little loose on the return that time with the second serve, and Federer up 40 love quickly to go up 6-5 in the third. Scent of tiebreak a little more obvious in the air. Nice little cut. That's long. Easy hold. The artistry of Federer at work for 6-5.
I love looking at how many points each player's played on their service games throughout the match. And Federer obviously has been holding a little bit more smoothly without problem than Roddick has. Roddick's already up to 97 points played on his serve, and Federer is at 57.
That's a remarkable difference.
It's a huge difference. So as they say in baseball, Andy's arm is getting high in the pitch count.
Well, does it take a toll just from the actual service point of view, do you think?
It does on some players, not on Roddick. If Federer's counting on that, he's going to be sorely disappointed.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's counting on anything like that. Tim Ryan and Taylor Dent here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium court. We are now at 6:45 in New York. And this match is almost 2 hours old, 1 hour 57 minutes. We're in the third set, reaching what I'm now predicting will be a tie break. Roddick will serve at 5-6 to force the tie break.
That's amazing, isn't it? 40 more points off the Roddick serve.
That is.
Federer.
Ooh, weak forehand. Costly there for Roddick.
There's Martina Navratilova.
She was inducted into the Courts of Champions, the Court of Champions here at the US Open before tonight's match. And a perfect backhand pass from Federer. So, suddenly, love 30 danger for Roddick here. Federer 2 points away from the third set. Wide. Can Roddick be tightening up?
2 unforced errors from Roddick and a great backhand pass. Brought up 3 set points. What a time for a loose game from Roddick.
For a tight game.
Yeah.
Well, that helps. Ace number 7. Saves 1 set point. Very big serve, but it's in. Oh, what a shot by Federer. He has the third set. Roger Federer, more of the magic. 2 sets to 1. Tim Ryan and Taylor Dent back here at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. And Roger Federer, with a bit of his magic, comes up with a break, the only break of the third set. Stay out of the tie break, close it out at 7-5, as only he seems to be able to do at will. And he's up 2-1. Both players elected to take a bathroom break after the end of that set. Best of 5 sets. Roger Federer trying to join John McEnroe, Yvonne Lendl in winning 3 consecutive US Opens. Lendl the last to do it.
He's really putting his name amongst some incredible players.
Oh boy, in every circumstance, right? At all of the majors.
Every way possible.
Yeah, career, results, every way possible. Well said, Taylor Dent. 15 love. Now let's see what Andy Roddick's got here now that he's down a set. Stumbled through the first set, rallied beautifully in the second, and well into the third, right to the bitter end, but broken in the deciding game.
That's just too good from Federer, and he's doing everything he can. And sometimes, watching on TV, we take that for granted. But Andy just lost a heartbreaker of a set. He played so well up until that last service game, and he's back out there again on the job, fighting and competing hard. It's tough to come back from.
Fresh shirts for both players. Roddick went back to white. And he draws a backhand miss from Federer. 30-15. I saw a couple of Swiss flags high up in the seats here, cheering their man from Switzerland, Oberville. German-speaking part of Switzerland. Opening game, 4th set. Backhand winner punctuates that opening game victory. We'll continue here with change of ends.
And we look at the third set. Roddick served great. Again, 66% for a 7-5 set. That's a great percentage. And look at those stats from Federer. 23 winners and 2 unforced errors. Just making Roddick earn every game that set.
He had some unforced errors in the first 2 sets that we were commenting on, struggling a bit on his backhand side, but he's cleaned up his act, at least in the official scoring department. Sometimes you can debate forced and unforced errors. I just thought it might have been wrong, but he wins a point anyway. He played it. Roddick missed the next one. under the lights here in New York City. Men's singles championship. Big serve from Andy Roddick.
15 all.
15 all. Roddick was the one who buckled. He was looking to come in and finish it. Federer appeared to be happy to stand there and keep hitting.
And Federer is able to chase Roddick's best stuff down and make him play tough ball after tough ball. And that just wears your opponent down. It's wearing Roddick down.
He wanted to finish the point. You can almost see Federer kind of breathing a little easier too. His body language a little more relaxed now that he's up a set, two sets to one. And it gets even more free flowing. It's pretty scary. Almost dancing along the baseline. Another example of that. You know, Taylor, I've said in trying to describe to tennis fans about what you see in Roger Federer that is unique, and what always catches my eye is the footwork and the way he moves from corner to corner along the baseline. He's always got his chest and his eyes to the rest of the court, like a defensive back is taught to keep his eyes on the receiver as long as he can, unless he has to turn and chase it, a pass receiver. But to be able to move laterally, and they do those drills constantly in football, he's almost like a ballet dancer in the way that he can go side to side and arrive at the ball. Couldn't quite arrive at that one, but we've just seen it so often.
There's different types of movers out there, and Federer is a very elegant and graceful mover. You see Andy moving around the court, and you know he's working hard, whereas Federer just seems to glide to every ball.
And James Blake with tremendous speed, but it's as though he kind of has to go sprinting and then stop and come back the other way, which he does very well. But I think that footwork of Federer's is a huge advantage over the other players. There's nobody that can move like him.
That was asking for trouble there from Roddick, just coming in right down the middle of the court to Federer's backhand, or forehand, I should say.
And the break early in this fourth set for Federer, assuming command of the match. Roddick trying to put some pressure on. Two tough volleys in a row against the marksmanship of Federer. Too much on that one. Open court for Federer. 15 love at 2 love.
If I'm Andy Roddick, it's easy to say, but you just got to hang around and hang around. If you get a break, awesome. But if not, you just got to keep fighting and hanging in that match, because Federer has shown some nerves when serving for the set and serving for the match. We've seen that a couple of times in this tournament so far.
Well, he just took his best stuff and fired it back, impossible for Roddick to catch up to.
Nobody else can do that as consistently as Federer can. You know, you see a guy do it every so often, but
well, Andy just pasted the return.
Yeah.
It was a, it was a great return off a more than good serve. And then throws in the ace. It's like adding insult to injury. You know, he does that.
just has so many ways to hurt you.
Oh, pair of aces. Suddenly 3-love in the fourth set.
Federer leads by 3 games along 4 sets. 2 sets to that. Time.
Tim Ryan with Taylor Dent, American Tour player, coming back from a back injury that's bothered him for a while. We'll look forward to seeing him back out on the courts. We welcome him to our booth again tonight, adding his insight. He knows these guys well. Roger Federer won here in '04, beating Hewitt in the final, and then Andre Agassi last year, trying to make it 3 in a row. In command at 3-love in the fourth set, up 2 sets to 1. Another perfect pass from Federer. He just seemed to pick up everything, and Andy's slowing down a little bit. No surprise.
Federer has definitely picked it up a notch. Andy's not playing that much worse than he was. But Federer is all of a sudden making him play a ton more balls and hitting more winners again.
This is a backhand, 15-all. Andy Roddick winning here in 2003. It's his first time back to the final. He defeated Juan Carlos Ferrero of Spain to win the US Open championship. Ooh, close call there on the sideline. Federer thought he tagged it, so returns it, but a miss by Roddick to 15-30. Love 3 down a break. From Roddick. 2 break points for Federer to go up 4-love here in the fourth set.
I think these are essentially match points.
Yeah.
See Roddick on that forehand again, just trying to get it too good, and that's what Federer makes you do. Makes you try and hit the lines.
Yeah, we may be seeing the inevitable here, but then you start to think, what does Andy Roddick take away from this match? He gets here or there, and a good serve is what he gets. I think is that he has a new game. He has a new strategy and a new spirit in the way he plays the game, and much of that credit goes to Jimmy Connors. And I think now he's back at the top of the pack again, and it'll be hard to knock him out of there now. Maybe not number 1. That guy's wearing blue. Swoops in for that. All of his senses alive. Federer is up 4-love.
The biggest difference from this set to the last is all of a sudden Federer is making all the returns and not only just floating them back in court, he's making them heavy and through the court, and he's beating Roddick to the punch. He's getting control of the points before Roddick is, and that's the biggest difference I'm seeing from this fourth set to the third set.
Thank you.
What I'm seeing is the man I have called before, Ruthless Roger, at work now. I mean, he can just turn the screws tighter, whatever expression you want to use, put the hammer down, but what he does effectively is reach in and pulls your heart out. He did it to James Blake. Blake won a set, and he was punished as a result. And that's what's happening to Roddick here. This on the backhand. Fans will try to encourage Andy right to the end, and you know he'll try right to the end, but to come back from 2 breaks down against Roger Federer is a very tall order. It's wide. 15 all.
It's just not fair when you have as many weapons as Roger does. I feel like maybe you've got a shot at 15 all and he just puts in an ace. Or 2.
Game point for 5-love. And Roger Federer is just a game away from his 3rd consecutive US Open championship. Andy Roddick will serve to try to stay in the match. Tim Ryan and Taylor Dent. Andy Roddick to serve at love 5. We've seen 2 legends of the games leave their tennis behind at this US Open. Andre Agassi retiring, Martina Navratilova retiring. And we're watching a living playing legend in Roger Federer trying to win his 3rd consecutive US Open. He's won 19 matches in a row here at these courts over the last 3 US Opens, counting this one. Ivan Lendl went 27 in a row before he was stopped. John McEnroe 26 in a row as they won 3 consecutive US Opens. 15-love Roddick.
This stage of the match for Andy Roddick, it's all about 2 things: just playing 1 point at a time and hoping that Federer is tight as a drum.
Or comes up injured, or what? Yeah, well, I'm sure, obviously Andy's going to do his best here. He doesn't want to be bageled for a start. That looked like more of an older, see that little move he just made there, what I call that kind of ping pong shot that he makes on the volleys. But I must say, to his great credit, he's improved it so dramatically that that's kind of an old Roddick move at that ball. So Jimmy Connors encourage him. He's played well. He's played as well as he can, and I think this new Roddick is going to be a good version of the Roddick machine. 2006 Roddick.
Let's go.
Win this damn game!
30 all. Play the damn game is what he said. Just trying to get himself pumped up here to not go 6-love in the deciding set.
I think that's what he was saying. I think he's thinking about the bagel and how he had a chance in that third set, and he's just like, just play.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about it. It's done.
That's Ruthless Roger. Championship point for the man from Switzerland.
Thank you.
Held off. Big serve from Roddick. Oh, there's an excellent shot from Andy Roddick.
It's awesome competing from Roddick. I think in the back of his mind, he knows this match is all but done, and he's still fighting for every point.
Well, it's been a great effort. And throughout, you know, he started so tight, and he got relaxed and confident. He's battled Roger. Crowd recognizing the effort on the part of the 24-year-old, born in Omaha, lives in Austin, Texas. Making a great fight at his country's national championship. And it's 5-1. Roger Federer serving for the match. He had a match point, and Roddick held him off. I believe Andy's going to just keep coming in and hope for good things here. Above 15, good start.
Andy's just hoping for second serve here. He doesn't want to see Roger get any cheap points.
17 aces for Federer. Roddick has 7 in the match. Not near his normal quota. 4 sets. Although he has served very well. 66% on his first serves.
50.
30-15, 2 points away on his third consecutive US Open championship. He already holds 8 Grand Slam wins. Big forehand, just too much.
50.
2 more championship points. This year he won the Australian Open, went to the finals of the French, won at Wimbledon for the 4th year in a row, and now he is trying to add his 3rd US Open championship. That'll do it. Roger Federer, with the best man in another sport sitting in his box to cheer him on, congratulated by Andy Roddick. Tiger Woods sitting in the box and watching this performance. Here's Tiger. 3 in a row. Just be and feel privileged to have watched this man play his sport. We're lucky to live in his time, those of us who love the sport so much, to be able to say we saw Roger Federer play. You can make all your comparisons to all of the greats of the past and those that will come in the future. This guy is special, just like that man is in the sport of golf. First time they met was tonight. They've both talked about how much they admire the other, and they are joined here at this great championship.
Stay right here at Arthur Ashe Stadium for the 2006 US Open Trophy presentation.
And now let's go down for the presentation ceremony to Dick Enberg of CBS Sports.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce the chairman of the board and the president of the USTA, Franklin Johnson.
Thank you very much, Dick. What a wonderful match to end this year's tournament. I want to acknowledge Andy Roddick. His resurgence in tennis has really been remarkable and wonderful, winning the US Open Series and having such a great US Open. And we know, Andy, that you're not through with that resurgence, and we have some wonderful things to look forward to in the months and years to come. And of course, for Roger Federer, perhaps one of the best player, if not the best player ever to play, this is quite an achievement to win his 3rd US Open in a row and his 9th Grand Slam title. We were able to honor during this tournament such legends as Billie Jean King and Andre Agassi and Martina Navratilova. And Roger, we all look forward to your being up there on the panoply of the great legends and stars of the game. So congratulations again, you guys, on a wonderful match.
Thank you, Franklin. The runner-up, 2006 US Open, Andy Roddick. Great job, Andy. You finally, after some disappointing times, after Wimbledon, you've pulled your game together, 20-2 in the hardcourt season, and we're all excited to see you back on the top of the mountain.
Thank you. Or close to the top, anyways. I just want to thank all of you. It's been a rough year, and these past 2 weeks of memories make it all worthwhile, and I appreciate your support very much.
Andy, in addition to your prize money of $600,000, you were the top performer in the US Open Series that preceded the Lever 2000. Because of that, you received some added bonus, a little check for $500,000. Congratulations. Arlen Cantarian will present the runner-up trophy to Andy Roddick. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched tennis history tonight. No player in the history of this great game has ever won 3 consecutive Wimbledon titles and 3 consecutive US Open titles. Roger Federer. Congratulations, Roger. One of the questions everyone would want me to ask is, you finally met a man that you have great admiration for, Tiger Woods, and he was there applauding you today. What did you talk about before the match tonight?
Well, we've been trying to meet on several occasions, and it somehow never worked out with our schedule, obviously. But he promised me to come if I'm in the finals, so I had some pressure, and I'm happy I made the finals, and I'm happy it came. So it's great to see you here. Thanks, Tiger.
You've said that you measure the quality of your play yourself. It's against yourself, not necessarily against your opponent. What grade did you give yourself tonight?
Wrong number,
Well, I think you got to look at the tournament as a whole, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I played great shots and great all the way every match, and that was no different tonight. And I'm happy it all worked out for me, because tonight was really difficult against Andy. I'm really happy to see him back, you know, at the very, very top, and it's always a great joy to play against him.
In addition to the championship trophy, which will be presented shortly, we will also see you get a prize money check for $1.2 million. I'm sure you'll be pleased to receive that. And the keys to a Lexus GSH hybrid performance luxury sedan. And here is Don Esmond, Senior Vice President of Lexus and Toyota, to present you with the keys to that beautiful automobile.
Congratulations, outstanding. And for the second year in a row, here's the keys to the new Lexus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now to present the championship trophy, Franklin Johnson. The 2006 United States Open champion, three-time champion, Roger Federer.